This is Fox 26 News at noon. I'm Delon Dillard. We are continuing our breaking coverage of the death of former Houston Mayor and U.S. Congressman Sylvester Turner. The Houston native was just 70 years old and served 2 terms as Houston's mayor. During the city council meeting this morning, Mayor John Whitmire of Houston said he was taken to the hospital in Washington, D.C. last night. Flags are being flown at half-staff and City Hall and other buildings. Turner is being remembered for his legacy of public service and mentorship. Whitmire said Turner had been there when his 2 daughters were born, and Turner asked him to speak at his mother's funeral.
24 years in the State House, 8 as mayor, Congress, and he was a public servant right up till he took his last breath. So it's a personal loss for me, it's a loss for the city, and I just hope we'll all come together, realize we have so much more in common than we do with our differences. It's a terrible loss for the city of Houston. It's a personal loss for me.
Mayor Turner attended President Trump's speech to Congress last night, and he actually posted this video to X protesting the devastating consequences of proposed Medicaid cuts by the Trump administration. He welcomed Houstonian Angela Hernandez, whose daughter has a rare genetic disorder and relies on Medicaid, as his guest. As a congressman representing the 18th District of Texas, Turner served on the Homeland Security Committee, as well as the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. Our Lena DeFlorius takes a look back at his life.
Sylvester Turner was a Houstonian since day one. He was born September 27th in 1954 in the Acres Homes community in Northwest Houston, one of 9 children raised in a modest 2-bedroom home. Turner lost his father to cancer when he was just 13 years old. With limited means, he didn't let his circumstances define his future. Turner served as a senior class president and was valedictorian at Klein High School. After high school, Turner attended the University of Houston and then Harvard Law School. He was a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. After first joining the law firm of Fulbright and Jarowski, he later founded Barnes & Turner Law Firm. In 1988, Turner was elected to represent District 139 in the Texas House, where he served for 27 years. He worked on the Houston Appropriations Committee for 21 years and served as Speaker Pro Tem for 3 terms. In 2015, Sylvester Turner was elected the 62nd mayor of Houston, winning a 2nd term in 2019. During his administration, Turner was challenged with helping the people impacted by Hurricane Harvey and was a crucial factor in the city's rebound from that storm. He launched Houston's first climate action plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and he championed historic pension reform. At the same time, Mayor Turner was embroiled in a years-long contract dispute with the city's firefighters. Mayor Turner also led the city through a tumultuous days following the death of George Floyd. He helped cheer on the 2017 and 2019 World Series Houston Astros and hosted a very successful 51st annual Super Bowl in Houston. Mayor Turner battled bone cancer toward the end of his years in the mayor's office, but in 2024 announced he was cancer-free. Turner's 8-year tenure as mayor ended on January 1 of 2024. After the death of longtime Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, which vacated Texas's 18th congressional district seat, Turner ran to fill it. He won the election and took office just 2 short months ago in January of this year. Turner always said and lived by the motto, quote, "It matters not whether you are a Democrat or Republican, or whether you're black, brown, white, or Asian, whether you're rich or poor or in between, whether you're educated or uneducated. What matters to me is that we are all Houstonians, and we will stand and work for Houston for its future." Sylvester Turner was just 70 years old.
And it certainly was a somber morning at City Hall today as City Council members learned the news of Sylvester Turner's passing. Fox 26's Shelby Rose is at City Hall this afternoon, where she spoke to some council members. What were their reactions, Shelby?
Yeah, it definitely was an emotional city council earlier this morning, especially for those who worked alongside former Mayor Sylvester Turner as he sat as leader over the city of Houston. It was current Mayor John Whitmire who announced his formal passing to everyone just to start out city council. It came as a shock to those who knew him best. Noticeable tears in the eyes of some, such as District C Council member Abby Kamen. And it's clear the legacy Turner leaves behind with our elected officials is one that will never be forgotten.
But I'm so blessed to have served with him.
Yeah.
He was a person who had the common touch. I think that's so important. You can be elected, but if you have distanced yourself from the people that you serve, then I don't think that you're effective. And he never distanced himself. He lived in the community that he served.
But he was a friend, he was a mentor, he was the type of leader that didn't look for followers, he looked to create more leaders. We will miss him in Houston, but his legacy of public service, we'll carry it in our hearts and it will live on forever.
And Mayor Whitmire also announced that city flags will be flown at half-staff, just like the one that sits above City Hall behind me. And he also does encourage all Houstonians to do the same. Reporting live outside Houston City Hall, Shelby Rose, Fox 26 News.
Okay. Houston has lost a dedicated servant for sure who maintained close ties with his home, the 4-4 Acres Homes community. Fox 26's Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia live at the Church Without Walls in Northwest Houston this afternoon, where I imagine churchgoers there are certainly reacting to this news in a very somber moment. Jonathan.
Yes, Congressman Sylvester Turner set the perfect example of a public servant. He cared for Houston, he cared for his community, and for District 18 as he represented and always fought for his constituents. Let's take a look at his history. After serving in the Texas House of Representatives for over 2 decades, then mayor of Houston for 8 years, and most recently as a congressman for District 18, his great motivator was serving his community. He fought for Medicaid because his parents had never had health care, and he experienced firsthand losing his father to cancer. He wanted better economic opportunities for his constituents in the 18th district, and his daughter convinced him that no one else could better fight and advocate for his people and his first and only grandson better than he could. Serving was like his mission.
As Miss Mosley, this older lady in Acres Home, said to me years ago, if God puts fuel in your tank, you better drive this car all the way. And don't you dare park it with fuel in the tank. You will have wasted it.
So in about 30 minutes, we'll be speaking with the lead pastor here at the Church Without Walls, and we'll bring you what he has to say about Sylvester Turner's impact to Houston and the nation in our Fox Local Special at 2 p.m. For now, reporting live in Northwest Houston, Jonathan Mejia, Fox 26 News.
Jonathan, thank you. There is much more news to come here in this 12 o'clock hour. We have continuing coverage of the passing of Sylvester Turner.